Okay, hello. Okay, welcome to my channel. Good day, everyone. My video topic today is about comparing H2H, H2H new, and the table. Three of them are very important, but which one is the most important in determining what you have to play in every betting game? So, first of all, I'll have to tell you the differences in there. The H2H is comparing two teams that are playing, and you are comparing them. You are also comparing their previous matches, 5 matches they have played. The good thing about this H2H is it will give you a sharp statistics, a very fast statistics on what to play. Is it that does it mean that you have to play over 0.5? Does it mean that you have to play over 1.5 or over 2.5? They give that statistics. They also give you their concurrence, the occurrence, how they play. You know, for example, if you look at this, MacArthur and Wellington, 2023, MacArthur won them 2-1. Wellington won them 4-1 on that 6th November 2022. So if it is not concurrent, you know, any team can win here. So that's what it means. But the good thing is that there's two score goals. So that is what H2H means. And another thing H2H does is that it also shows the strength. For example, their strength. Is their strength too obvious? Is this team uh, more powerful than obvious? For example, when you compare Man City to Everton or compare Man City to Leeds, for example, at this present hour, you know, you can't compare them. You always say Man City will always defeat Leeds because in their destiny. So I've that's where you come to H2H new. H2H new is comparing each of these teams to other 5 matches they play with other teams in the same league. Okay, it can also compare these teams with other the other this thing the in the same league. Yeah, H2H also can also compare each team under Champions League they have played, the Champions League or the other cup they have played. But we are concentrating on the leagues they've played. So H2H is comparing each team. For example, Makoto, let's go to H2H new. H2H new, if you look at it, we see that Makato have played with Newcastle, have played with Melbourne Veteran, have played Western Sydney. These all they have played with them. These are 5 matches they've played with other teams. How have they performed? These are another thing you have to check. HGH is very important in choosing your games. If you look at it, Melbourne won them 2-1. 2-1. Newcastle won them 2-1. They played 2-2. And if you're lucky, you got the team they played with, comparing with maybe Wellington. Okay, compare with Wellington. Wellington did they play with the same team the MacArthur FC played with? That's the one will give you a sharp, strategy to play. Like for example, let's check whether they've played with any other team here. If you look at it, it said okay, Adela they have not played with any team here. Western Sydney, have they played with Western Sydney? Okay, they've played with them. Like MacArthur, they played 2-2. You check the date, it's very new. So MacArthur played 2-2 with Western Sydney, and Wellington played how many? Western Sydney trashed them 4-0. So this is an indication. It has come to an indication that that MacArthur might be better than Western Sydney. MacArthur might be better than Wellington. Sorry, this is a show. That is where H2H new is very very important. Now on that table will show you their rank. How they have performed, how they are performing in the league. So table is also very important. It shows you it is important for those that doesn't know the league so much. When you go to the table, you say, okay, it will give you the assurance. It gives you the assurance. But giving you the assurance means that sometimes it can be deceiving, because if you look at table only, if you go to table, for example, you see Wellington is higher on the table and MacArthur is the least. But when we went to the H2H new, MacArthur is actually doing better than the Wellington. Then when we go to the H2H, you see the MacArthur is also dealing with Wellington a little bit. They don't they are still strong. So what do you do in this case? These are the things, confusions that happen in the games. People don't know what to do. So can you judge based on this table? Can you judge based on this table? No, based on this table, you can say that Wellington is doing absolutely very well, more than MacArthur. You can score Wellington 1-0 here. Okay, then when you go to the H2H, you can also score MacArthur better. That is 1-1. And when you go to H2H, it's almost equal to play this game. You understand? MacArthur gave them 2-1, Wellington 4-0. So you're confused. So you can't just determine and say, okay, that Wellington will win outrightly. And when MacArthur is home, in this case, you cannot just say that Wellington. So what are you resulting to? You're resulting to giving them over 1.5 or over 0.5 or even over 2.5 based on what? That is the essence of H2H. And that is the essence of H2H new. This is where H2H new and H2H is better than the table. The table will always give you assurance of, whether what you saw in H2H and H2H new can concur with the table. That's what. So the table to me here is somehow is in the middle. I'll say it's in the middle, but I'll tell you the best, the most important between the three. That's what the topic of this game is, or this topic video is. H2H, H2H new, and the table, which is the best to look into for you to play your games. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so if you look at the H2H new, it can also give you the link of saying is this, because when you check the H2H, you see that the 1.5 has entered, 2.5 is okay. But when you go to H2H, it gives you assurance. It will assure that the H2H it will concur the H2H. And you say, okay, look at MacArthur 2-1, Newcastle 2-1. MacArthur is always giving goals here. Now you go to Wellington. Wellington, they played the Sydney 4-0, Wellington 2-2, Wellington 2. Okay, but the good thing about this thing is that there are goals here. So this assures you, H2H assures you that 1.5 will enter. So in this game of this, you say, okay, what am I going to play? So you say 1.5 is assured in this game. So that's it. So that's how you come through it. So in this so another thing I want to talk about is the concurrence of each team. Like for example, when you compare, let's go back. Let's check another distance. Let us check another game. For example, let's go to England. Let's go to Premier League, and let me apply Premier League for example. Okay, let's go to let me check a game. Let me check. Let's use this very difficult game that people will say, okay, let's Man City and Arsenal, for example. Let's use this and judge, and then I'll close. Now, under paper, Man City is likely to win Arsenal because Man City has been doing well. Because Premiership is something that we are used to. So Man City will win Arsenal. But game of football, you can never tell because we thought Arsenal would win Southampton. We thought Arsenal would win West Ham. Look at what they did. So anything can happen in the game of football. So now let us use these three judgments and check. We all know what they've played, but let us use it. H2H now. Now you see that the previous matches, Man City gave them 3-1. Man City has been concurrent here. This is a sure one. They have been concurrent. So they have been concurrent. They've been winning Arsenal. So which shows that they are at form. They are better than Arsenal. Even without going to other ones, you can just tick it that Man City will win. Now, when you go to table, it will give you an assurance. Now, if you look at the table now, you look at it, you see that Arsenal is 75 points and the Man City. But the one thing about this thing is that you know that Man City is better than Arsenal. Definitely, they are better than Arsenal, despite this table. But just because of you know the Premier League very well, But let us assume that we don't know Premier League. Now, what is the case here? Now, when you look at this, say, okay, Arsenal is doing well in the table, but in the H2H, Man City is better off. But does it mean that because you've checked it that Arsenal is better is 75 points better than Man City, and you concur and say, okay, Arsenal? No, that's not assurance. That's why the table here is not the most important to look into. It gives assurance. Now, the where you can now go into and get more of your assurance in both cases is your H2H new. This is where you go. So because of this, I will tell you that H2H is the most important to look into when playing your games. It will give both, it assures on both angles. It assures the table to know what the table is saying is concurrent with what the H2H is. To know whether H2H, what the H2H is. So the table, if H2H have said, okay, let's go back to H2H. Let's say H2H gives you 3110. What your mind think here? You say, okay, 10, definitely 0.5 will enter here. Okay, 1.5 is 50-50 or 60-40. Understand? 60-40. 0.5 is 80% sure to enter. Even 2.5, because you know this game, you know the how Man City score goes, you can say 2.5 will enter. But let's say you don't know it. So with this judgment, you just say, what we do is to say it's between 0.5 and 1.5. When you say 1.5, you're saying 60-40. Sure. So meaning that when you're putting in 2.5, you're taking very much risk. When you're putting 1.5, you're taking a lesser risk. And when you're doing 0.5, you're sure that it will enter. Okay? Now, this is where you go to give your assurance. This is where you go. Man City gave shares for 3-0. Between Bayern Munich under Champions League, they played 1-1. Man City gave Leicester 3-1. Man City gave Bayern Munich. And when you look at these things, you see that Bayern Munich is a very tough team. You see that Sheffield is a very tough team. And you look at it, and you check Man City gave Bayern Munich, and Man City gave Southampton 4-0. And the same vein, Arsenal gave Southampton 3-3. They played 3-3. And when they played 3-3, the same 3-3 they played under Southampton, Man City gave them 4-1. This gives you assurance. Let's forget about what you know about Premiership or not. Well, this gives you assurance and say, okay, definitely, definitely, Man City is better than Arsenal. Definitely, that Man City will win Arsenal. So this has assured every other thing. It has given assurance from the table side, given assurance from the H2H. So that's why I tell you that the H2H new is the better assurance, is the best to conclude your games. People don't know about this. Sometimes you can use the table to conclude your games. Sometimes you can use the H2H to conclude your games. But when the game is so difficult to conclude, use your H2H new to do that. So here now, based on these statistics, you just give accurately that say, you just say Man City will win this game. Check it out. Put it Man City will win the game. Understand? That's it. Either you say Man City will win, or you say it will be over 1.5. So these are the things I want to let you know, that between the under statistics, between H2H, H2H new, and table, which is more important to conclude your game. That's to conclude though. I did not say that all three of them are not important. All three of them are very important to conclude the game. But which is more determinant, more important to say, okay, this game concluded. Understand? Which is more important. So these are the things that you have to check. Okay, so that's all. I would have gone more and check all these things for you, but there's no time. Like I said, betting is not for everybody. It's for strong-minded. Me that's doing this video, I will not tell you that. Anytime I lose my games, it's always one will go off, or sometimes two. I understand. Also, but I know how to go about all these things, and they're better off, than most people. And I can tell you that playing games, betting is for the strong-minded, not for shallow-minded people. It's not for underaged people. So that's it. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you, and God bless you all.